Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day. For those people that listen to me in the morning, good morning. Enjoy your coffee, tea, Coca-Cola. I have Coca-Cola again. And when I'm done with this Coca-Cola, now mind you, I have like 2 cases left. When I'm done, I'm going to go to tea because I really want to watch what I'm doing and what's going on. I got some personal changes in my life going on. I'm going away for a few days next week. Guys, remember I keep and this video is about Ruby Frankie, Jody Hildebrandt, and Kevin Frankie and what's going on there. And a book that these people have in common, and I've mentioned it before, and the Daybells and the Vallows and Tim Ballard, is that book Visions of Glory. So what I did was I downloaded that Audible, and because I belong to Audible, so I didn't really pay for it per se, because I have a problem supporting stuff like that. But I want to understand what the heck's going on, and I'm going to tell you why. So anyway, I downloaded it, and my plan is to listen to it while I'm on the plane going and coming and going and coming back. So that's what the plan is, so that I can get an idea of what it's about. And God forbid not be brainwashed in this mess, because this is an apocalyptic idea of something, from my understanding. Anyway, I just want to understand it better. And the reason is because Kevin Frankie was on the phone with his wife after his wife got arrested. So if you remember, this is what the timeline of events. She gets arrested, but I think before she even gets arrested, this is Ruby Frankie, she gets word of it. She calls Kevin, who supposedly hasn't seen his kids in over a year now, and says, I need you to help and get the kids because something's happening here. So Kevin, this is from my understanding, and there's video of it, goes to the police station, is being interviewed about how much he knows about the kids. Now, from my understanding, that was when Kevin was going to get his kids, when Ruby said, you got to help me with the kids. There's an issue here and you got to help me with the kids. So I think that that was the first time that he saw the police, and the police showed him a picture of his children, and he started crying, right? Right? There's a video of this. It's on Law and Crime. And then after that, he's on the phone with his wife. So now she's in jail, and it's before her charges. No, she's already been charged, and she was charged with, there are 2 charges of second-degree felony child abuse. That's what she was being charged with, and she tells Kevin that, and Kevin says, well, that doesn't sound good. But there's a few things in that phone call that I want to talk about. One of them is that Ruby tells Kevin, and this was just so horrifically ironic. She tells Kevin that the worst part and the greatest feeling of depression was not the lack of food and anything, but not knowing how long it would last. That's what I think somebody shared that quote with her, and she was telling Kevin how she felt that. You are a grown adult. There was a 10-year-old kid and a 12-year-old kid. Right? They didn't have the wherewithal to even think that. How do you think of yourself and not step back and ever think of them when this was happening in front of your eyes? These are your children. This is what I don't understand. Why is there such a disconnection? Listen, I live in the real world. I see the disconnection that people have with one another, but not with their children. Like, that I don't understand. How could that be okay for them but not okay for you? And here's where it gets weird. She said to Kevin, I was fighting evil. I'm still fighting evil. Sometimes it looks like something else. And then she goes into this, and I don't want to misspeak, but almost like this shape shifter. Like her kids, she was fighting. You got to listen to this interview. Her kids were like, she was fighting not her children, because her children might as well have been a shell to her. Inside of her children was evil. Like she actually saw them as that, if you are to believe her. She wrote something about her daughter and she called her evil. Not Eve, evil. That's what she called her. That's what she referred to her as. She told them that they were delusional if they felt like they had progressed after being penalized and punished. Her one son said, "I would rather have a glass of water than you be my mom." He was 11. He's 12 now. And then he got in trouble for stealing water from a garden hose. You guys know this, right? What happens? How does something like that happen? How do people stand by around? How did Kevin not see that the behavior? I mean, at one point, Kevin says, when I first met Jody and saw what was going on, I thought that there was a bunch of women-hating men there, and they were blaming men for all of their problems. And somehow Kevin got manipulated into taking on the fact that he has a pornography addiction, which I don't know that he has or doesn't. If he has healthy, I don't know. But I don't think he's doing anything illegal or wrong or overdoing it, and him asking his wife for sex. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as when she says, "Honey, I'm not in the mood," that you respect that. So it wasn't that he was penalizing her for anything. It was just everything was manipulated by Jody. But at some point, when do you take on with your own self-agency and say, that's not right? Now, Adam Steed, we know him because he was the first kid. He wasn't a child at this point. But there was an abuse case with Adam Steed and with the Boy Scouts. And they won that case. Jody knew about it. Adam was in a marriage. He destroyed the marriage the same way. He alienated Adam from the wife, but Adam came back to the home regardless of what Jody said. Kevin left. And then he didn't even try. It's like he gave up so easily. I mean, but the thing is, did he think that there was evil too? Because they can look at their children and what they don't see, honestly. I mean, and this isn't not an excuse, but it sounds like, it really sounds like Ruby believed that she was looking at her children and they were gone from her. Like she had no connection to them, it appears. And Jody's been doing this whole manipulation thing forever. It's said in Law and Crime, which is pretty, respectable, right? Respectable site with lawyers and such. I don't think they're going to speak out of tune or sing out of tune or speak out of the wrong side of their mouth, that Jody ultimately was going to Arizona. She had been going to Arizona to find a place for her, Ruby, and the kids to make them right, to finally make them right. I talked to you about the Ferguson Vander Ark case, right? With Timothy Ferguson, 15 years old, and what his mom and brother did to him, right? So this was the same thing. This was calculated. This was Tortured. Well, get rid of the D. It was Torture that ended up being with the D. But nobody passed from this, thank God. But what do you think was going to happen? What do you think was going to happen? She called one of her kids a snake and took cactus and poked them with it. The kid didn't even move anymore. Can you imagine that? Where you don't even either have the strength to move or the desire or the feeling? Again, The crime here is, yes, it's physical, it's mental, it's everything, but it's so in the future. She broke her kids' spirits, and that's something that is going to take so long to recover from, because it's not just their innocence, it was taken at the hand of the person that gave birth to them. Guys, what do you think? Like, this is a horrible, horrible crime. But what if she was really convinced and there was something really gone like that? I feel like she still needs to go to therapy for about 15, 20 years. Then you can reevaluate the situation. But she should never kind of be around young children again. And as far as Jodi Hildebrandt goes, I think that is she believing all of this shit too? Or is she really like the evil doctor there? Like, what do you guys think? Talk to me in the comments. I'd love to know, please. And guys, like I've said, all of these videos are going to 10% after taxes, 10% net of the revenue from these videos are going to go to some sort of children's, I don't know, therapy or something. Maybe you guys will have an idea. So please like, subscribe, and share. Let's get the videos out there. I want this to go. I want this to go. And I'd love to, have some money go to help kids. So please help me with that. All right, guys. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a short video I put out called My Promise. Just check it out on my channel. And thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate you guys. Talk to me in the comments. All right, guys. This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I'll speak to you real soon. Thanks.